Doc Griggs here with the free agents. Trying to encourage you to get out, get checked, get fit, get moving. That's the only way to do it. The only way we know how in New Orleans. We hot, we skip, and we like to do something. It doesn't matter what you do. I just want you to move. You know how to do that. In New Orleans, we move really well. We hot, we skip, and everybody knows how to just do it. Or do something.
I love the music. I love the music, but we are here. And I want to say thank you for the inaugural program of Get Checked, Get Fit, and Get Moving with Doc Griggs. I am the co-host with Doc Griggs, Ellis Dean, here at blackdoctor.org, and we have a fantastic program planned for you. We're going to do this every second and fourth Tuesday right here, 7 p.m. on blackdoctor.org. And I'm going to tell you off the rip, off the meter, off the top, or however you want to put it together, this show is different. This show is about getting men, primarily focused about getting men, getting checked, getting fit, and getting moving. We are talking to your husbands, we're talking to your sons, we're talking to your uncles, your grandfathers, anybody, your co-worker that you're cool with, your work husband, however you want to call it.
Hey. We're not that far along in the show yet. Leave the work husband where he is right now.
We're not ready to talk to the work husband about. Okay, all right. So we go back. But keep him in your back pocket. But seriously, this show is about men because we understand that while in many cases we know women are the CEOs and the CMOs of their families, we also know that men are suffering out here from health disparities. We are feeling, Black men in particular, are feeling those health disparities. And we're going to talk about that seriously on this program. And so we want people to get checked, to get fit, get moving, and we are here to do that. So I am so excited to have this. So it's a couple of instructions I want to have. So first thing first, I want you to let us know where you're watching from. Drop that in the comment section. We'd like to know where people are watching us from all over the world. So do that. Number two, if you know somebody that needs this information, particularly if it's a man that needs this information, have them, tag them, share this on their page, make sure they're watching this program because we need to get this information in their hands and we're going to give it in a way that they can understand. And then finally, if you have any questions, if you're a male and you have any questions, if you're a female, you're watching this program, just to see how it is, drop those questions because we're going to get them answered and let us know what you want us to talk about. Say, hey, look, I need you to talk to my man about this. Well, then we're going to talk about it. So that's what it is. But first, I want to introduce you to the man of the hour. You may have seen his face before, but we haven't really had a chance to get to know him just yet. So he is the man of the hour. He is the title of this show, and that is Doc Griggs. Doc Griggs, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You had me. You talking about do something? I was ready to hop, skip. I'm trying to do something over here. We're about to do something.
We can bust that music again. We can just bring that right back, and we just start doing something again.
Don't start, it won't be it.
But seriously, yeah, I wanted to take this first show because I know there's a lot of health that we could talk about. We could talk about heart disease. We could talk about prostate. We could talk about. We even talked about the keloids that you get sometimes if you shave your head too close or ingrown hairs. We're going to talk about all those things that men have to deal with in terms of health. But the first thing we're like, okay, well, who is this guy that's talking to us? Who is this guy that's going to be, telling us about all these healthy things that men need to be doing? And that's you. So I figured let's take this first show, this inaugural show, to have people get to know who you are, why you're motivated, and what motivated you to start this program, Get Checked, Get Fit, Get Moving.
Well, thank you, Ellis. I'm put on my very serious hat. This show is a huge nod. I grew up with my grandmother. It's a huge nod to my grandmother and the way that I grew up. My grandmother, I come from a line of diabetics on both sides of my family. Growing up, my grandmother, I can remember she was a cafeteria worker, and she went to the doctor. She hated needles, got diagnosed with diabetes, and back then we thought it was a little sugar. Everybody fighting for desserts, and they were comparing insulin bottles. Well, my grandmother hated needles, and I had to give her shots because it was she and I had to give her one here, 3 across her stomach, and sometimes we'd have to alternate. When her arms were too shot up, we'd have to shoot and the legs. And if I did it wrong, I get popped in the back of the head.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
so she went to the doctor and she wanted to know what she could do to not have to take these shots. And the doctor told her she had to, she go to the doctor regularly, explained to her about the relationship between food, not just sugar, but food. Now, I'm not going to give my grandma's weight, but let's just say that I'm putting my hand on my face like her, baby, that's none of your business. But she was unhappy with the size that she was.
Right.
So the doctor told her if she could lose weight, maybe she could get off the needles and maybe the medication. So what she did was, because she was a cafeteria worker, she noticed that the babies ate off smaller plates than the larger kids. So she said she instituted a rule: you eat all you take, but take all you want, but eat all you take. You eat off a saucer instead of a plate. And then her meat hostage, as she liked to say,
Right.
were all the size of her fist. And she would drink a cup of water with every meal. She would eat 3 times a day with 2 snacks, and she'd stop eating. Eventually, first it was about 6 or 7 o'clock when the sun went down, and then eventually it was when she at 4:30. Now, my grandmother passed away in 2014. She was 89, 90 years old. This was when I was 11. So on top of that, that was get checked, going to the doctor, get fit, eating the foods. And growing up in North Carolina, we ate healthy food. You would go to the McDonald's was a treat, and I didn't go to McDonald's for real. That's Eddie Murphy wasn't kidding about that. It would be a bomb. I might have bell peppers in it and onions off it. Yeah. What you call them, crinkle cut fries that you bake. That's not. I don't see no grease. Shut up, boy. Real foods though. You would chase the fruit truck and the vegetable truck for food. So that told us about real foods and real food spoiling. The importance of water. We didn't drink out of a bottle. We drank it out of a faucet outside, and the spigot inside.
Spigot. I know about that. Look, you gotta let the water run. But hold on, real quick. Do you think that, because I grew up the same way? Like, my mother was a school teacher, and she got paid every other Friday, right? Yeah. So every 2 weeks. And so on those payday Fridays, we get to go to Wendy's, right? So we were so excited. Yeah, we got the Wendy's.
Where's the beef?
The Wendy's burger, right? So we got this. So we were so excited. So we would, and I think maybe subconsciously we saw it as a treat so much as a kid that when we became adults and we're able to afford it, maybe we ate it more than we should. Maybe we took that treat to the next level and we started eating more. Hey, I could eat. I could pay for it now. I can get as much Wendy's as I want. It wasn't just every other week. It was like I go to Wendy's in the afternoon or lunchtime. I could do, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I have to kind of do some more digging about that. But I just, when you said that, I was like, that's a common theme in Black households. It was a treat.
But you're hitting on something though, right? So a couple things with that. So you're talking about going to Wendy's. You must live in a real city then, because I think we had one Wendy's, and they became more populated as time went on. But you know what I'm saying? And the single used to be a big old burger like this.
Burger, it
was a big deal. But the other thing that was associated with it, I'm going to associate it with it since we're talking about food, is that what piece of chicken did Papa or Daddy get? What piece of chicken did he always get?
He always got a big piece of chicken.
And as a little kid, as a little boy, what did you always want to grow up and do? Get the what?
I want to get, the big piece of chicken was gold.
Did he get the big piece of steak? Did he get the biggest burger? Did he get the biggest anything? So when we're out being little boys amongst our boys to show our little dominance, I got the big, I'm going to get a double. I'm going to get a triple. I'm going to get this. Now, the difference is our metabolism, and we'll get into that, how your metabolism changes over time, especially as you're active as kids. Matter of fact, man, y'all want to be real honest? I had to talk with one of my best friends, my brother. Black families, we got brothers. The only reason they ain't my real brothers because different daddies, different mamas. That's all. That's all. It's my partner, my best friend. But I just talked to him like, man, look, do you ever feel like you losing muscle mass? Like you feel like your arms getting soft and your thighs looking skinny? Like, but then did you really think about what it is that you're doing? And he talked about like, growing up, we would go hoop in the morning. You might shoot around. Then you spend the day going looking for a game. So you were playing physically active all of the time.
Yes.
As we get older, especially as men, we spend most of our time doing this. And now that, just like that fast food restaurant, remember TV used to turn off at a certain time.
Yep.
You can watch TV. You can eat in between meals. You can eat while you're driving, eat while you're walking. You can eat while you're eating. I've been known to go to Taco Bell, or better yet, Burger King, to get Burger King burger and then go to McDonald's to get McDonald's fries. extra large because I'm a man.
Right. Big piece of chicken, biggest burger, biggest beverage, biggest fry.
Drink, and if you're around your boys, you're gonna drink it first because that's what we do. Not realizing that eventually we end up killing ourselves. So we intend to exercise less. We become more sedentary, and we don't realize it. Think about it right now. Ellis, do you live an active lifestyle? Yes. How often do you work out? Oh, if you have to check a list, it's 1, 2, 3 times a week. We lying. Ain't nobody working out 3 times. When last time you went to the gym? See, do you have a Peloton? Yes. What's on it? Clothes.
World's most expensive clothes horse. You know what I'm saying? You could have got that on Amazon for $12. Now you got a couple $1,000 clothes horse.
So, and then it leads to the get moving part. You like how I tie that together, right? But it does. You do. Imagine if your doctor said, "Well, Ellis, I want you to take a 30-minute walk," and you're thinking it's to clear your mind. He's like, "No, I want you to take a 30-minute walk for exercise." Now, mind you, you're an athlete. You've had all these accolades. You used to bench this, you used to run this, and in your mind, you're still that dude. And they're telling you, "I just want you to take a 30-minute walk, and that's exercise." And then you mess up and try to run. And you start breathing, or you start making them noises, or supporting yourself to get up. Something fall on the floor, you point at it.
It's a process. It's a process getting down to the floor, and it's a process getting back up.
And it's a cacophony of noises. So here's the interesting thing. So my grandmother did that. She cut this number size in food. She started going to the doctor. Had me go to the doctor. I was asthmatic. I was a kid. I was sick all the time, and that kind of leads to this whole men's thing. But what she also did was we started walking. After that same week, that Saturday, we got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Said we were going to the mall. I went and got my little bag of quarters because I thought I'd get to the arcade first. We about to do this thing here. Right. We start walking. We go by the arcade. The gate is down. She said, "Just keep walking." And I messed up and said, "Mama, why they got all these old people in here?" Her face went pale. Her lips got this big. And she proceeded to take me to the women's bathroom, and I don't know why she was carrying a belt. Why would you carry a men's or a little boy's belt in your purse unless you had ill intentions? And started to explain to me in her own personal way why I was rude to all those people to say that, so much so that the security guard heard the noise, came to the door, and she had me like this, and she told him what happened. He said, "I'll watch the door."
No, that's old school. That's old school. Right.
But what happened is that one Saturday, that memorable Saturday for me, it eventually turned into my grandmother, myself, my grandmother, my mom, my uncle, my 3 girl cousins, my sister, and whatever dudes they were dating, whatever woman I was dating throughout that time. It turned into mall walking and exercise as a family. And I'm proud to say that when my grandmother passed away, she was on no diabetes medications, and she lost almost 100 pounds. Doing the same thing, getting checked, getting fit, getting moving. Now, the corollary, the parallel to that is, before I was a doctor, I was a little boy, and then I grew into a dude. Every time I went to the doctor as a little boy, I had an asthma attack, had a shot, I broke something, sprained something, got chicken pox, got something, couldn't do something. It was always bad. And there was never a time it was a well visit, right? For women, when young women grow into young ladies, around that time, they start having an annual visit. And usually there's nothing wrong. It's uncomfortable, but they develop a rapport with their doctors, and they get comfortable talking to them about things that are going on, as opposed to little boys here. A lot more hair. Probably you did too. When I said that whenever I got old enough, just like I wanted that big piece of chicken, I ain't never going to the doctor again. As soon as you're old enough to play sports, they take their finger and they go, cough. And you don't know whether to scream, cry, or cough, or do the same thing, feeling for a hernia. So you turn 18, you don't go to the doctor, you're invincible, you're playing ball, eating a big piece of chicken. All that's fine until you get about age 30, those testosterone levels start to drop. You can't bench as much as you used to, but here's the thing, you're into your career now. You have a serious relationship, you're seriously into your life, responsibilities, and you can't do all that stuff, but you decide to go to the doctor because, man, something must be wrong. My muscles, I don't feel right. The doctor says you might be pre-hypertensive, pre-diabetic, LDL cholesterol is a little bit high. Man, that dude don't know what he's talking about. Give me 2 weeks and I'm good. You put it off until you're 35. Oh, well, you're stage 1, mildly hypertensive now. Do you have a history of cancer, in prostate cancer? Oh, there's a dude talking about prostate again. Doc, your hand's too big. I ain't messing with you. Boom, you put it off again. You get to age 40, 45, 50, they start asking about prostate cancer. They start finding things. They start doing EKGs. You're starting to have chest pain to the point that finally, by the time you reach age 50, because you're afraid of the finger, you won't get that colonoscopy. You don't want to get goosed. And every time you talk about going to the doctor, it's a joke. It's not funny anymore. And here you are with potentially with cancer, potentially with prostate cancer or colorectal cancer, hypertension, when you possibly, sadly, some people pass away before they can see any resolution. I was a dude. I'm still a dude. I wish I could turn my camera off. I don't even like looking at doctors. I don't like doctors. It's not fun.
Right.
It's not fun. But I understand the plight. And with too many of us, the average woman lives 4 to 6 to sometimes 7 years longer than their male counterpart for no good reason other than the way that we grew up in our perceptions.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, because I mean, you're right. When I got to high school and I was playing sports for the school. I was playing sports with my friends. Getting moving wasn't a problem, right?
All the sports.
Even before high school, before I could even drive, it was, and I'm an old school, so it was summertime. Like I said, my mom was a school teacher, so she was home during the summertime.
Yeah.
So you had to get out of the house so she could watch our store.
You better get outside. So don't let all my air out.
So right. So you would get up in the morning. Literally, I would get up in the morning, get dressed, get whatever chores I had to get out the way done quickly, and I was on my bike. Yeah. And we had a little bicycle gang. We was riding around the neighborhood.
And if your boy didn't have a bike, you get on your handlebars. Come on,
you get on the handlebars, and we rode around. And we just rode around all day long. And you was home before the street lights, and that was it. And so,
hey Agnes,
it was really you didn't think about it, right? That's just what you did. I did it every day, every summer until I started driving. And then when I started driving, I could drive myself to the basketball court. I could drive myself to the pickup game. I could drive myself to the gym, but I was still doing games and pickup and playing. So staying fit wasn't hard, even in college.
Yeah.
You know, it was all the way through. But then after college, start working, right? But I was still, trying to play, intramural for the city, playing flag football here and there. Still,
that little T-shirt and the trophy.
And going to the gym, right? And still trying to, because I was in that same mentality. But you're right, as you got older, more and more responsibilities kick in, that testosterone level drops, so that competitive drive, the recovery time from having play extends, right? And so these are just the processes that men go through, right? These are the real processes that men go through mentally and physically. And so even in my mid 30s, I was still, in my mind and literally, I got witnesses, as it stated today, I got receipts that I was still playing at a high level. It was just a recovery, right? It was play on Sunday, hurt till Friday. Playing, I didn't feel.
I can coach. Y'all want me to coach? Let me coach.
It was when I first started. It was about Tuesday. I felt back to normal. But then it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I didn't feel normal till Saturday. And I'm playing again on Sunday. And you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to play 3 or 4 games this weekend. I'm not going to. And you just start dropping off in your activity, but your eating stays the same. What you're eating stays the same. You're still eating those hot wings and French fries and big pieces of chicken.
If you're going to be that real, and your drinking goes up because you're trying to compensate for the fact that you can't perform athletically, but let's go get a drink. We're going to drink. And you drink. And you drink. And it not only does it have the legal ramifications, it takes a toll on our body. And you want to talk about a recovery? How long does it? I mean, it's the first show we're going to talk about. How long does a hangover last these days? When you're overserved?
A whole day.
A whole day. Sometimes 2. Don't mix. Don't mix.
Oh, I'll lose a whole day, like literally, and I know it. When I get up in the morning and I go, I shouldn't have done that. Because I know I'm going to lose that day. I'm a headache.
Feeling too good. If I'm in a really good mood, I'm like, oh, this is about to be bad.
It's about to be bad. Right. And I'm still... You're still a little, inebriated, right? Because you wake up, you went to sleep, and your body's still processing. And then when it gets done,
the body processes about the equivalent of a shot, like 1 to 1.5 shots an hour it's at a fixed rate. No matter how much, if you drink 12 ounces, 12 full ounces of straight liquor, 12 shots, it's going to take your body at a minimum 12 hours to get rid of it. Like when you go out for a night of drinking, it takes a full day for all of it potentially, or the bulk of it to get out of your system. But you're going to feel it. And the thing about alcohol is a toxin, and the body prioritizes that. So that's why you gain weight. We ain't worried about fixing this food. No. Let's just put that up as fat. We got to get rid of this liquor. This dude drinking this liquor, and listen, we need to lay him down because he done dehydrated us, and we're gonna dehydrate it dehydrates all of the organs in your body, and your body has to process that first, which is why it takes a long time, and why the weight gain. You deprioritize metabolizing food, but that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show that we're going to be talking about. So if you're just joining us, we are talking to Dr. Griggs, and we're talking about this new show that we're going to have on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month. It's called Get Checked, Get Fit, Get Moving. And right now, we're just kind of really giving you a preliminary. This show is about men and getting men healthy, right? So women, you can always, Agnes, thank you for joining us. Agnes is one of our regular watchers here on video. So Agnes, feel free to join us every Tuesday when we're here. But this show, if you have a male friend, a family member, have them watch this program, because this is really, we're going to have some real conversations. We're going to have some special guest athletes coming on this program. We're going to talk about all those things, doctors, regular folks coming on this show, talking about male issues. So we're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about drinking. We're going to talk about performance. We're going to talk about eating and everything in between, because we want men to get checked, get fit, and get moving.
Oh, it's funny you should bring that up. Interesting. We talk about going to the doctor at age 30. You know what drives most men to the doctor at age 30 is when their soldier that salutes them in the morning won't fight, or it doesn't fight. It's a little lazy. You can't stand him up. I don't want to fight. And I don't know what happened. That first time you get that pat on the back, oh baby, it's all right. It's all right. That second time, something might be wrong. Let me go to the doctor and get this checked out. And then you get so caught up in your head because that soldier is that, as men, we have a perfect barometer of our health that salutes us and reports for duty every morning. Sir, ready to work, sir. Whatever it is. You meet him at about 9, 10, 11-ish, and you get in trouble for the drips and the sprays all over the bathroom in the morning. You're trying to wipe it up, see him, I don't know, spank you. But there is, if your body is functioning the way that it should, and there is really no reason that it shouldn't, if you're healthy, if you're getting checked, going to the doctor, eating healthy foods, getting your exercise, getting rest, and drinking water. The body is made up of water, fats, proteins, and carbs, which means we should primarily eat water, fats, proteins, and carbs. You get a hydration status check. You get a blood pressure status check. You get a blood sugar status check. You get a mental status check. Every morning, if your soldier isn't saluting, and that will bring people to the doctor, even without a consultation with your significant other, because men want to know what's wrong. And that's typically, we need to keep that in mind, that we're getting checked, getting fit, getting moving for ourselves, but for our soldiers, because you want the healthiest soldier as men to be able to fight, right?
And we got to get out of that mindset, because you mentioned that earlier when you were talking about it, about how men go see the doctor. Men go see the doctor when there's a problem, right? Yes. We got a problem with our soldier. We sprained something, we broke something, something's not feeling right, and we'll go for weeks. Like, so whenever, like, I was in that same mode, I go to the doctor. Well, when did this pain start? Oh, it started about 3 months ago. And now it's like, well, you just coming now? Well, I thought it would go away. I took some Advil, I took some whatever, and you think it's going to go away, and that pain could be something else. And so we're trying to get men not only in the mindset of doing what they need to do to get fit, but that get checked part, and get checked and have a well visit. That's a well visit. Hey, I'm not feeling some kind of way, but I need to see what my numbers are, right?
Yes.
I need to see what my blood pressure is. I need to see what my PSA level is. I need to see what my cholesterol number is. I need to know what my numbers are.
Keep going.
So we can, so we can move forward. And so that way, when we get those numbers done on a regular basis, we can see trends. And if we're trending in the wrong direction, we could do something about it.
You are the expert on you. And just like you know your car, you want to know your body. The words fine and good in 2 weeks have killed more men than that are probably on the record. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm good. Oh, and the word nothing. What did the doctor say? Nothing. What did he say? He said, I'm good. When you supposed to go back? I don't know. He said, give me 2 weeks. Look, doc says you need to change your diet and exercise. All right, 2 weeks, I should be straight. So you eat salad for the next 2 days. Go for that walk for the next day and a half. and then you're back to getting that your big burger. So it's, again, taking a deep dive. And most importantly, one of the things that I know that we want to do is we need to give ourselves grace, fellas. We hard on ourselves. We're hard on each other, but we're really hard on ourselves. Having real safe space conversations about real issues. Like, it was amazing. Once I started the conversation with my brother this morning, we started opening up just about a bunch of things that were going on with our bodies and making a pact and accountability. All right, bro, you need to go to the doctor, and I don't mean yourself, he told me. I need you to go to the doctor, and you get your numbers, I'm going to get mine, and we'll just be real about it. Whatever it is, we'll just deal with it together. And that's what we're trying to do, is accountability and have comfortable conversations. If I can give you any information to make you the expert when you walk in the room, I've done my job.
Yeah. So we're going to be here, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to help you. Not only are we going to talk about it, we're going to help you talk about it. We're going to help you talk about it with your friends. We're going to help you talk about it with your families. We're going to give you starter conversations. So if you're at the barbershop, when you're at the gym, when you're out, watching a game with your boys, we're going to give you things to have those starter conversations.
Yeah, especially if y'all got blood pressure issues and you Falcon fans. Saints still in there came. We tore it down this week.
Oh my goodness! See right there. I'm going to tell you right now. Why were y'all even down that much to the Falcons? That's my question.
I can give you. Wait, is it 28? 20. I have 28 reasons on one hand and 16 on the other at the beginning of fourth quarter of the year that I can tell you about. It don't matter because we won.
Okay, I mean, I get it, but let me tell you something. As a Falcons fan and a former Falcons season ticket holder for several years,
we're allowing people.
This. I have seen
come on this show and you be your real self, because he's really admitting that he is a Falcon fan in front of the whole world.
I did, and I admitted I was a season ticket holder. I was a fan. I had a financial interest in what was going on.
You need to. Y'all need to hold that down for us until we come back. Hold us down. Hold up. Take care of our house until we come back.
But I will say this. I knew, which is why I didn't renew my tickets. I knew this was rebuilding. This is a rebuilding year, and I was like, why am I spending my money and giving myself all this kind of aggravation? Because if I had been in that stadium.
Hold on now. See, this is why we're here. Calm it down, Ellis.
We're talking about blood pressure, right? My blood pressure would have been way off. Okay, because that was. I had that sinking feeling in my stomach when it was going on, right? So I was, and I said they're going to Falcon. Falcons be falconing.
That's the thing is, at least you got it over. You got that disappointment over, and you can move. I mean, I'll honestly have to say that y'all, you've always had potential though. Y'all always have the potential to have a team that can go. I mean, you go all the way. Like it's almost there. Like, and I'm not joking, not ribbing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just in fun. But man, I really, really want y'all to get a championship. So
we're a three-quarter team.
Yeah.
And have always been a three-quarter team and the Super Bowl was just on the biggest stage of us being a three-quarter team.
Wow, yeah.
We will beat any team. We can beat any team for three quarters.
Well, and that's why they say you got to play the game. It's any given Sunday, you have to play the game. But folks, you see, we talk about any and everything. Things are uncomfortable. It was a walk on.
That was uncomfortable.
Game through and through. But man, Marshall? Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Rebuilding year. I'm with you. Back to it. Get checked, get fit, get moving. What's the name of the show?
Yeah. So finally, one of the segments that we're going to have on the show is a segment called Mansplaining, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to mansplain something for women. So this segment is specifically for women. We're going to help women understand some of the things that men do. So we're going to unravel. We're going to pull back the curtain. And we're going to show y'all a couple of things and talk about a couple of things that men do and why we do, more importantly, why we do those things. So to kind of help you get some insights into your man, get some insights into your son, get some insights into those men in your life. You say, I don't know why he does it. What is this about? And we're going to help you understand it. We're not going to break man code because man code doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
We're not going to give you the code to the code, but we're going to help you out.
Just to help you understand it so you don't get so frustrated.
We'll start with you go to the doctor. You go finally get your checkup, and how'd it go? What are you gonna say? What would you say?
It's fine.
Fine.
It's good.
What
I'm
is,
good.
what you good? What does that mean? You know, I mean, you know, right? What is that? I mean, you know, what was your blood pressure? It was straight. If you leave him alone long enough, because he expects you, especially if he stands there and is just looking, he's waiting on you to ask him some more. But if you leave him alone long enough, he'll come back and be like, yeah, the doctor said. Or if he sneaks off into a room, he's calling his boy. Hey, bro, you know what that means?
Right. So you have to know who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. And so some men want you to ask those questions. Some men want to bring it to you. And so you have to really pay attention. So we're going to give you those tools as women because we want you to watch this program. We're going to give you those tools. And so really we're excited about this program. So I know you're quiet because you're getting some feel. So if you have
what is this? What are we doing?
Any topics that you want to talk about, please let us know. And we will make sure that we talk about it on the show. So man, we've got 30 minutes is up. This is a hot 30. So we're going to be back in 2 weeks here, and we're going to have a specific topic. We may talk about healthy eating. I think I got a feeling that we need to touch on that again. For men, okay, what it says, can an eye exam reveal issues about a heart condition?
Absolutely.
Yes, it can.
Yes.
You want to answer that question real quick there, Doc?
The real quick question is, when they look into your eye, they can look at the back of your blood vessels. And if it looks like a bag of engorged or fat worms, that means your blood pressure can be high. You can also see it can be yellow because the blood can be leaking. It can be so high that as the blood comes from your heart, the blood vessels, they get smaller and smaller. The blood can leak out, and you can see it in the back of the eye. There are a lot of changes that can take place because of your heart conditions in the eye. That's the short and quick. But I might know an eye doctor. My dad's an eye doctor, and we might get him on here. I don't know if I can get him on here, but I can try.
Well, we definitely. I got another one, and so we do. Especially if you're diabetic, and so if you're diabetic, there's a condition called diabetic retinopathy. That can happen, and that could cause it's the second leading cause of blindness. So there are a number of the, but yes, so all the ophthalmologists that we talked to,
optometrists, the whole nine. I want to tie this to this though. Understand this. Remember what I said. It's called the circulatory system. Everything in the center of your body, the blood vessels here are large. They're large. As they go out and get smaller and smaller, it's not in your eye, just in your eye that they're smaller. If you have blood vessel damage in your eye from diabetes, hypertension, you might have it in your toes. Yep. You might have it in your fingers, but you might have it in your other extension.
Yep.
So any of these things can be an indicator to any part of your body. It's all connected. As the blood vessels get smaller and smaller and the pressure is up, it can damage all of the small vessels like a spider web, damaging a spider web.
Yeah, and you'll see it. And so the exam is going to reveal, because your eyes will start creating other vessels as you start getting blockage, and then those smaller vessels will leak, as Doc was saying. They will leak and they'll pull, and your vision will start getting blurry. And you think that there's an eye problem, and it's really a heart issue.
Yep.
Right. It's really you got hypertension.
You need to start thinking about other issues that you might have. Again, if your soldier is not standing, if you're getting numbness and tingling in your toes, your fingers, it's going to be a fun show.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of energy, but that was a great question, and that's kind of what we're going to be here talking about. So have your questions ready, have your popcorn ready. We're going to talk some sports too. If you want to talk some sports, we'll talk some sports too. I said we're talking sports, real sports, not.
I mean, it sounded like somebody that won last week said something. Wait, did y'all? Oh, all right, yeah. What was the score?
Congratulations, Agnes. I'm happy that you had a great appointment today with your ophthalmologist. I really we're moving on from that foolishness. Okay.
See, that's what we're talking about. Living in denial. A lot of men live in denial.
I just told you. That's why I didn't renew my season ticket.
And get to the source of the pain. You can solve the problem.
I am living I got both feet firmly in reality. That's why I didn't renew my season tickets. I'm not gonna get my blood pressure up every Sunday afternoon, hoping these fools figure out how to play 4 quarters of football and not 3.5 quarters. So
not 1 point, not just. I mean, we beat the team and the ref. Did you see the smile on the ref's face? I'm just saying. Anyway, we digress, folks. We digress. I hadn't asked him when he had his last eye exam, but we'll get to that. Yes.
Exactly. So D. Russo, make sure you go get that eye exam, and yes, go make sure you go when you go to the ophthalmologist, get the full dilation, because that's when
let us know. Keep us posted.
Yeah, let us know how that turns out, because they can see a lot, and your eyes could be the precursor to a myriad of conditions, from diabetes to heart condition to hypertension to all of that. So
I think we should have we'll do a show on eyes. I mean, maybe we can help y'all start seeing doctors.
Oh yeah, we got Dr. Joe Coney. We can have him on. He's a fantastic ophthalmologist. We've got Stephanie Marianu. I think she's in New Orleans with you. So yeah, and she's fantastic.
She's a saint. The more he ignores me, he doesn't realize I'm just.
I said that she's in New Orleans. I didn't say anything about her being a saint. I just said she's in New Orleans and she got one of them French last names. So you do the math on that.
You mean like the fleur de lis that's on the Saints helmet? Yes. Okay. All right.
And thank you all for watching today, and for coming.
The hate is real, folks. The hate is real. Get your eye exams. Make sure to get checked, get fit, get moving. The other part of getting checked is climbing your family tree. Know what your family history is. Not only whether or not they have the condition, ask them how old they were when they were diagnosed, and possibly if they're alive, you can ask what it is they were doing that you might want to do differently.
Absolutely, and that is vitally important. Knowing that history, because that will give your doctor directions, right? It's like telling them to go somewhere and you didn't give them any directions when they're talking about when you go into your doctor. You don't tell them anything about your family history. Tell them about your family history. Have a journal. We're going to talk about all of this stuff. We're going to tell you how to journal.
There's no bad questions. We learn from you, and hopefully you'll pick up a little bit from us.
Absolutely. So we'll see you again in 2 weeks, and we're going to talk we're going to talk more about your health. We're going to talk about men's health. We're going to get men healthy, and that's the theme of the show. Get checked. We can't leave without. We can't. Hold on. Wait a minute. We got to do something here. Okay. Well, as we get ready to sign off here, get checked, get fit, get moving. We're here about getting men healthy, even if they're Saints fans. So we're gonna get.
Winning is healthy. We hope that Ellis will be in a better state of health. You definitely had a heart check this weekend, so we know his heart is good.
I almost threw my iPad. I almost threw my iPad. I could feel it, because I saw it when it came out, and I said, why are they in a prevent defense? Why are they sending 20 yards off the ball when they've been pressuring in Jameson's face the whole game? And all of a sudden, you just switch your defense for what? It's working. It's not working.
Folks, I love this show already. Get checked, get fit, get moving. Woosah.
I'm about to go get my mind checked, because why am I pulling for this team that constantly lets me down? Woo. I'm going to go get checked. Agnes, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Agnes.
Thank you for you're right, Agnes. Health is wealth. Let's put that on screen. Health is wealth. And continue to get those checks. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.